makes you think that all influencers are like these mean girls, and that's not really like the case.
You deserve that whip right there. I deserve to pull up to that big house in my name.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Anti-Gorgeous, here to do a very special video for you guys. I'm also going to be talking about some very important tips on how I grew my Instagram, and I'm also going to be talking about Instagram's new algorithm this year in 2020, but what I know so far. But of course you guys are wondering about this video, that's why you clicked on it, so just keep watching. So I did my brows already. I'm going to be using this Morphe continuous spray. This really helps like my skin kind of just hydrate a little bit, because my skin is, I have moisturizer on, but my skin has sucked that up already. So I'm just gonna spray my face with this. And then I also like to just rub this into my skin. Like I said, my skin is really going through something right now. I don't know what it is, why it's attacking me like this, but we're gonna get through it. The foundation that I'm using doesn't need your skin to be very hydrated, because it's already a hydrating foundation already. The foundation that I'm going to be using is, of course, no other than Mented Cosmetics. My shade is in M40. But just to get started on the topic of growing your YouTube, the first thing you want to do is find your niche. I feel like if you find your niche as far as what you're trying to portray, whether that's being a makeup artist or selling clothes or being a tattoo artist or whatever you want to do, you have to make sure that your page reflects that. That's something I had to learn when I was starting off on Instagram, because I just felt like, okay, let me just post pictures, and that was it. So I had pictures of like just random things, food, like just random stuff that didn't go with what I wanted to do. So if you come to my Instagram, you're gonna see like, okay, I know what she's doing. She does YouTube and she does makeup. So that's one thing that you want to do, is get rid of everything that doesn't go with what you're trying to portray. I started doing YouTube, so I was promoting my YouTube channel and whatever video that I had that week. So I would take pictures after I would do a look, just to promote like, hey, I just create a YouTube video, can you guys go check it out? So number one is finding your audience. That's what it is, finding your audience and who you're trying to reach. The past 2 years, my goal was to reach out to brands and not pay for anything. I wanted people to send me hair. So I started ordering hair offline and just making content. I just made hella videos of me applying my wigs. I made videos of me styling my wigs, and I was tagging like the company, and I was using a hashtag. So tagging the company that you spent your money, I feel like is very important, because if you're spending your money with this brand, the least they can do is either like or repost your stuff as a thank you, honestly. Like, especially if you're spending your hard-earned money, because you don't have to spend your money with these brands. I was using hashtags pertaining to what I was doing. So I was putting like pound lace wig, pound say for instance I got a blonde wig on, blonde wig, wig video, and then that was getting some views. So many people watch you and repost you and stuff like that, and you end up on the explore page. Companies are automatically going to come to your page, or they're going to send you an email like, oh hey, I got this brand, I would love for you to do a review, blah blah blah. So brands started emailing me. By the way, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape Deep, and I'm going to use my wet beauty blender. So brands were reaching out to me like, hey, I love your content, I would love to work with you. So I started receiving those emails, reaching out to people. Be specific about what you're doing in your video and how people are going to find you, because hashtags are kind of like Google. When people go on Instagram, they're going to hashtag or like search for stuff, so you're going to pop up if they use that hashtag. So just think about, like, if I was a person and I wanted to find something, what would I search, and then use those hashtags. Sometimes I use long hashtags, which is called like short hashtags or long hashtags, and I kind of mix them up. You don't want to use the same hashtags for every post, because Instagram is going to basically put you in the spam. Captions, you want to be specific about like your captions. And now Instagram algorithm is so tedious and really annoying, if you ask me, about how they're doing stuff now. You basically want to be engaging with your audience. One thing that I do now is, if I get a new follower, I'll go to their page and like the first 4 or 5 you know, pictures, or I'll look at their story, or I'll comment, just so they can know that they're there, you know, that I see them, and it's like, okay girl, thank you for following me. Even if it's something like that, that's how you're going to be seen by these people, because that person can follow you, but if you don't engage with them, you're not going to pop up on their feed. And write captions that get people talking. So if you do a caption, write a caption that's going to get people to interact. So most of the times, like if I'm looking for new makeup brands to use, I'll be like, hey, my favorite foundation is blah blah blah, what are some of you guys' favorite foundations? And then people will start tagging like, oh, this is my favorite foundation, or like ask questions like, what do you guys want to see from me? Another thing for engagement is using polls and questions on your Instagram story. So I always do polls like, what do you guys want to see from me? Makeup or like hair tutorial, and then people will engage. So that way you're engaging with your audience. Going back to my makeup, I blended out that concealer. Now I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Deep Peach Setting Powder, and I'm just going to, I'm trying not to bake. I'm trying to just set this and press it in. So that's what I'm going to kind of do. But going back to engagement, Instagram is literally like a full-time job now, which is like, I'm irritated with it, but this kind of forces people to not just post anything and be like, okay, I could get away with that and I'm gonna make my money, or I'm gonna, you know, get followers from it. And these are some of the tips that I'm trying to share with you guys. Like, I don't know everything when it comes to like engagement and how the new algorithm is working, but I do know a little something. What's important to me is making sure that you guys on all of my social platforms trust me as a person, and I don't want to come off as like unorganic. Like, I want to come off as organic as possible. Like, I want you guys to really get to know like the real me. I have to zoom in a little bit because I just feel like I was getting kind of washed out as I started setting. Like, for some reason my camera blurs me out. But yeah, I want you guys to kind of see me as a person, and I don't want to be like, oh, you know, I'm posting, but it's just like, do I already know who she is? And now I'm going to bronze. So what else do I want to talk about? I want to also talk about, okay, so let's talk about my following. So last year I got my following up to 26,000 followers on Instagram, and the beginning of last year I was at 10K, and I was at 10K for a minute, probably for like a year. I reached 10K because all these makeup brands were reposting my makeup that I did like a very natural look, but it was like so clean and natural that people were like, oh my god, look at her makeup. So all these major makeup brands had posted me, and I had followed these pages, and from then when I got like to 10K, literally in like 2 days, I was at probably like, I was at 3,000 followers, and I went to 10K in like 2 days. Legit. I follow all of these makeup brands that were like reposting my stuff. I'm like, okay, if y'all showing me love, let me at least like go and, you know, thank you guys, follow you guys. So I kept that in the back of my mind, and every time that I posted something, I was tagging them. I was using, like, I went into their Instagram and I looked at the hashtags that they say use to be featured. So that's another thing that I used when I was like trying to grow, you know, my Instagram. That's how I really got like my start. Like, all of these major makeup pages were reposting my stuff every time I would do a makeup look, because yes, it is a lot of like makeup girls out there creating content, but these makeup pages were like geared towards like black girls, and of course I am a black girl, so they're gonna repost me. And you know, non-black makeup pages were posting me too, but I was really interacting with those pages that were really geared towards, you know, black girl makeup. And another thing is, when you're creating content, you want to make sure that your content is clear. It's not about how much you post, it's about the quality of your content. So invested in like a good camera. Like, even like these new iPhones now, like these iPhones 11 shoot in 4K, they shoot in HD. So it's really just like, if you have like an iPhone, you can really just take really good pictures, or start off with doing, you know, a minute videos on Instagram, and just, if you want to do YouTube videos, you can do that too. But really try to focus on one social media and try to build those followers up. I think when people reached out to me, they saw like, okay, you have this you know, makeup page and you have these videos and you got a little following to you, let's try to see if we can like work with you. Beauty Blender or like Anastasia Beverly Hills. It could be like the smaller starter brands, because brands like Mented Cosmetics, I've been with them since they kind of started. I feel like when they only had lipsticks and lip glosses. So now they expanded to foundations, they have blushes, they have eyeshadow palettes. So I'm proud to say that I've been with the brand as they're growing. So even these smaller brands, you should give them a chance, because they're the ones that's going to become like the big brands too. If smaller brands reach out to you, work with them too, because not only are you going to get product for content, but you're going to build that relationship with a brand that could possibly become really successful, and you can say that you were with them from the start. So I didn't show you guys what I'm using. I'm using a Fenty Beauty Cocoa Naughty bronzer, and that's what I'm using like around my face, and I'm kind of contouring my nose. This is the thing, a lot of brands are going to want to send you stuff and you create content for free. So if you are looking for compensation or you want to get paid from these brands, you can say that in your email, like, hey, you know, I'm willing to work with you guys if you guys have any influencer packages that we can, you know, talk about. You have to realize your amount of followers that you have, your work ethic, and you have to realize how much are you worth. When you realize how much you're worth, if you're really a smaller influencers that are if you're putting out the quality work and you're doing, you know, the best that you can, you feel like you need to get paid, you can have that discussion with some of these brands. But if you want to just start off by just receiving products from them just to get a start, and then maybe like work with them for a year and see if you can eventually get paid, you could do that. But next, I'm going to be using this Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I'm really going to use it to swipe away like the areas that I kind of like, I didn't bake, but where I put the setting powder. This kind of helps smooth out that area, and it really looks good on camera. So I'm gonna be also taking my Morphe M448 brush, which is like this little fluffy powder brush, and then I'm gonna go into the powder, knock this off, and kind of just press it underneath my eyes and on my chin. And this is gonna kind of give me that highlighted snatch look. So yeah, my camera keep playing me, but that's basically all I could think about. If you guys have any questions below about growing your Instagram, like specific questions, then ask them below, because I feel like I'm definitely probably forgetting some stuff. I tried to jot down like my thoughts on a piece of paper quickly. I'm going to be using this Mented Cosmetics Season 2 palette. I'm just going to use the highlighted area. My face is really breaking out, like I said, so I really don't even want to do too much highlight because it's just going to show my bumps. I know I'm definitely probably forgetting some stuff, but I just can't think about it right now, and it's kind of like irritating because I feel like I gave you guys a lot of information. But so as I learn something, I can definitely like keep you guys posted. But I really want to make this video because some of my followers on Instagram was asking like, hey, I want to know how to grow my Instagram, and I like that you're responding to me. And another thing is, like, a lot of influencers get on YouTube and get on Instagram and be like, hey, I'm gonna help you guys, we're gonna collab, we're gonna do this, and then you send them a DM and like they don't even respond. Not to say that they obligated to respond, but it's just like, if you're gonna put it out there, at least be kind enough or nice enough to hold your end of the bargain up, you know. And that's one thing that I pride myself on, is like being a person first. I'm like there for you guys, because at the end of the day, I understand like the struggle of trying to grow. I'm losing my brushes. So that is basically it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like I was forgetting some tips, but if you guys have any specific questions that you want to ask me, ask them below and I will be gladly to answer them. This video was basically me showing you guys how I do my base, because a couple of you guys asked. I have plenty of videos of me doing like full glam, like face, eyes, lips, everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Slay every day, and I'll see you guys in my next video.